Today we're going to be revisiting Kino Der Toten 4,560 days later. So we just wrapped up the World of War segment of this series a couple of days ago, and now we're here on Black Ops 1. So normally in this series, I kind of talk about some of the additions that each map brought to the table, and as you guys just saw, for the first time in this series, we were able to purchase Quick Revive right off the bat and actually have it serve some sort of purpose in the game. This was the first map to introduce the mechanic of Quick Revive actually reviving you in solo, because up to this point in World of War, if you went down, that was it. It didn't matter if you had Quick Revive or not. If you went down, your game was over and there was no way to come back. But thankfully, Black Ops 1 introduced the mechanic of, being able to revive yourself if you buy Quick Revive in solo. And normally in co-op, it costs you 1,500 points to buy Quick Revive. However, in solo, it only costs you 500. And ever since this game, Quick Revive has been a staple in zombies. It's been in almost every single zombies game. Black Ops 4, Quick Revive is in the game, but it's a bit of a complicated situation there, but we'll get to that game when we get to it. Let's just say that Black Ops 4 made a lot of changes, and there's gonna be some lengthy conversations about those changes once we get to that game. Normally I don't do this, but I don't want to risk going down, so I'm gonna buy the PM63 right off the bat. Is it just me, or does this game look unusually dark right now? Let me mess with my brightness settings. This doesn't look right. Actually, if anything, my game is technically too bright right now, because the middle one says it should be barely visible. However, for me, it's definitely more than barely visible, so I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna mess with it. I'm not gonna turn down the brightness any more than it already is. Anyways, Kino Der Toten definitely brought some additions to the table. However, this definitely wasn't the most revolutionary or innovative map. This was more or less just taking everything that Doris brought to the table and expanding on it and putting it on a different map, but otherwise it didn't do too much outside of that. And honestly, I cannot fault the map for that, because for those of you that don't know, this was actually supposed to be DLC 4 of World of War, so this wasn't supposed to be some innovative new map, to kick off the new game originally. This was more or less just supposed to be like the final send-off to World of War. However, it ended up becoming one of the launch maps for Black Ops 1 just because of the way that the DLC release schedule kind of fell in line for World of War. It would have kind of interfered with Modern Warfare 2 if they would have released a DLC 4, so they decided just to kind of hold on to this map, rework it a bit, and then put it into Black Ops 1. And that actually ended up kind of impacting the way that other maps in this game played. So for example, 5 was originally supposed to have the Thunder Gun. It was never supposed to have the Winter's Howl. Kino Der Toten was originally supposed to have the Wonderwolf, but since this was going to be the map that, everybody had on disc from the time that you boot up the game, they decided to give players something new and special, so they gave them the Thunder Gun in Kino Der Toten. And then they went ahead and put the Winter's Howl in 5, so yeah, 5 definitely got done a little dirty right there, if I'm gonna be honest. So that's why a lot of the weaponry and the aesthetic and the zombies themselves are more like based off of the World War II era in this map. It's because, again, this was originally supposed to be the final map for World of War, which is a World War II game. However, if I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of glad that things fell in line the way that they did. World of War just having those 4 classic maps with each one bringing something new and innovative to the table, it totally makes sense. And then just kind of like kicking off Black Ops 1 with a map that is somewhat familiar to those older players, but then also having a new experience, that being 5, something that pushes more boundaries, is a bit more innovative. I kind of like that dynamic. And then plus there's another map, which I don't think we're going to be covering it in this series. However, if you guys would want to see it, I could maybe do like a bonus spin-off episode where we do it, that being Dead Ops Arcade. This map also brought back Hellhounds, and it also brought back the feature of, getting a max ammo at the end of the round, and that is the same going forward in every single game. If there's a Hellhound type round, at the end of the round, you'll get a max ammo. There was a couple maps in this game that kind of had Hellhound similar rounds, but never to actual like Hellhounds after Kino Der Toten. Each map more or less kind of took that Hellhound round idea, but put like an innovative spin on it. Again, we're not gonna go into too much detail on that in this episode. We'll cover that in the future episodes. But back to what I was saying before the Hellhound round. I'm kind of glad that this game ended up launching with Kino Der Toten and 5, so then you have that dynamic there, because Kino Der Toten, it's a bit more accessible. Like if you're an OG player and you played during World of War, you know what to expect here, you know what you gotta do. It's also a bit more casual, it's not as intense, whereas something like 5 is the complete opposite. It's really intense, it's hard to get to high round. It's not instantly intuitive in the same way that this map is, even if you have prior experience with the mode. Like, it takes some time to learn it and the nuances and the new layout of the map and all that. And it's kind of cool seeing like the World War II type era map inside of Black Ops 1. It just kind of adds to the already diverse lineup of maps available in Black Ops 1 and only helps to bolster the quality of the game overall, because if you think about all the different locations we visit in Black Ops 1, I mean, we got the theater during World War II, we got the Pentagon, we have like the rocket facility, and then we got like the snowy movie set in Call of the Dead, and then, you know, some people say that Shangri-La takes place on Mars. We're not gonna start that debate here today. Some people just think it takes place in, you know, the legendary Shangri-La jungle, and some people say it takes place on Mars. That's not my place to say. And then the big finale for this game, you know, the moon. Not to mention the fact that this game also includes remasters of all of the original World of War maps. So, you know, it's safe to say that Black Ops 1, if you're just getting into zombies and you're looking for a nice game to kind of like get you into zombies without being too complicated, like something like, say, Black Ops 2 or 3 or 4, Black Ops 1 is definitely a good place to start. However, you know, if you're a new zombies player, I would always recommend Black Ops 3 because it has the perfect dynamic of maps. It has basically every single map from Black Ops 1 outside of Call of the Dead. It has every single map from World of War. It has what is arguably the best map from Black Ops 2. And then obviously it also includes all of the Black Ops 3 maps, and it's also modern enough to not feel, you know, too dated, because while Black Ops 1 still holds up incredibly well, and I don't really think this game feels dated at all, for newer players, they may think that it does or may feel like it does. Again, personally, I don't really see it, but then again, I don't really let like the age of a game affect my enjoyment of it. I mean, I'm the same guy that still plays Atari and like NES on a regular basis. But still, for some of the younger folks, I would say that Black Ops 3 is probably like the overall best package that you want to go with, especially when it comes to bang for buck. Like when we're talking like Zombie Chronicles and that price point and the season pass, like yeah, you're definitely getting way more value than what you're paying for. First spin of the box in Black Ops 1, and we got the FAMAS. Now, this is one tricky thing with Black Ops 1. So in Black Ops 2 zombies and even in World of War zombies, you know, all the weapons have a fair amount of ammo every time that you get them from the box. Basically, every single zombies game outside of Black Ops 1, it feels that way. Like in World of War, you always have enough ammo when you get a weapon from the box. Black Ops 2, 3, 4, Cold War, all of them, you're always given a fair amount of ammo. However, Black Ops 1, I always find myself struggling on ammo quite a bit because, as you can see, we've had this gun for less than a minute, and I'm basically already out of ammo already. It's kind of insane, actually. And it's even more weird when you consider that some guns were actually balanced properly. Like, I think the Commando, the RPK, the HK-21, and some other weapons like that, like, all of them have an appropriate amount of ammo, but for some reason, there's some weapons, like, mainly the SMGs and some of the ARs, they don't have enough ammo, and I'm not really sure why that's the case. I'm not sure if it was an oversight, if it was intentional, but considering that amount of ammo already boxed, can I please get something that holds just a few more bullets? The Spaz 12, you know what, it still has a low amount of ammo, but this will do. This map also brought back all 4 of the original perks, and at launch, those were the only 4 perks that this map had: Quick Revive, Jug, Double Tap, and Speed Cola. However, down the line after DLC 4 release, they went back to all of the prior maps in Black Ops 1 and added a perk that was added to DLC 4 to all of the previous maps, which is something that they only did in this game. They haven't done that since. Like, they haven't retroactively went back and just added perk machines to maps just because a new perk was added to the game. This was the only time that they've done that. And as you can see right here, you know, it's actually quite a snug fit. Like, it's quite a perfect location, but they added Mule Cake. It costs $4,000, and it allows you to carry 3 guns. We're not going to talk about it, nor are we really going to, like, buy it in this episode, because technically it didn't come out till DLC 4, and my goal with this series is to kind of talk about and approach the maps in the state that they were in when they first released, and obviously Mule Cake wasn't actually here when the map released, so we're not going to discuss that just yet. Just like in World of War, the shotguns are just perfect for the dogs. Normally, I wouldn't pack-a-punch the MP40 because the ammo capacity when you pack-a-punch it isn't too great, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to go ahead and save all my points so then we can pack-a-punch, and I'm going to do so by training around in the iconic spot on the stage. A lot of people also have a strategy where they like buy the M16, and anytime they run out of ammo, they end up buying ammo for this, which, you know, that's actually a pretty good strategy considering the wall buy is literally right there, and that's actually what I end up doing most of the time when I'm going for high rounds. But when discussing Kino Der Toten, I feel like it's a bit of a sin to not at least mention how important this map was to the now oh so common and oh so popular strategy of training. So basically, you know, training was sort of a thing in World of War. Some people did it from time to time. Like, some people kind of learned how to start training back in Shino Numa, for example, and there were some of those earlier players that kind of found out how to manipulate the zombies' AI and were doing it when Nocturne Toten released, but there wasn't that many players doing it, and it definitely wasn't as popular of a strategy as it is today, for example. Kino Der Toten and YouTubers like Syndicate doing the strategy is really what popularized it, and this map was definitely like the best one at the time to kind of learn the strategy overall, because while Shino Numa definitely had some good spots, you had to worry about the swamps possibly slowing you down and the glitchiness of World of War overall, so at that time, Black Ops 1 was definitely the best map to train on because as you can see here, I mean, I'm barely even trying to keep a cohesive train going and I'm just kind of like loosely commentating and playing the game. And yet still, you know, I still got basically a perfect train going. I got them all grouped up and then that's basically all that the strategy is. You run in circles, you try to manipulate their AI, get them all grouped up into one giant circle and then you just shoot into the horde. Great way to get more points. It's a great way to also save ammo since your bullets are also like penetrating the zombies and damaging multiple ones at once. And it's just like, it's the most efficient strategy overall for getting to high rounds in most maps. That was surprisingly quick. We only went through one round and I already have 4,940 points. So let me go ahead and rebuild the barrier and we'll be off to Pack-a-Punch. There we go. We have 5,000 points on the dot. Literally the perfect amount. And then as you can see, they brought back like the Dury system of teleporting to Pack-a-Punch. And then here it is. We have the flaccid ray gun. And as we said in the Dury's episode, the ready to perform ray gun, we'll call it. And then you just go ahead, put in the Pack-a-Punch. They brought back the exact same Pack-a-Punch animation with you cracking your fists. And then there we have it, the afterburner. It's kind of hard to see the Pack-a-Punch camo in here. I'll try to get to like a better lit area at some point so you guys can actually see it. But the Pack-a-Punch camo in Black Ops 1 looks absolutely sick. And then sometimes after you Pack-a-Punch, you get teleported to some really random rooms like this. Going back to the Pack-a-Punch animations, I do like the World of War and Black Ops 1 Pack-a-Punch animation where they kind of do like the basic knuckle crack just like this. But for some reason, I've always loved the Black Ops 2 and, you know, all the Pack-a-Punch ones after that where they do the initial crack like this, but then they go like this and do like the full crack that way. I don't know. There's something about that animation. It's so much more satisfying to me, I guess. But anyways, now at this point, I'm going to save up some money for perks, and I'm also going to try to make my way outside so then you guys can get a better look at this Pack-a-Punch camo. But first, let's just go ahead and get a sound check on the Pack-a-Punch. So satisfying. I know I was wasting a ton of bullets right there, but I was just trying to run through a full mag because let's be honest, dude, that Pack-a-Punch sound, it's so crisp. It's so clean. There's just something about it. It feels so good every time that you hear it. But anyway, now we're outside in the light. It's still kind of hard to see, man. The brightness is, oh, there we go. That's a good spot for the light. But as you can see, it has a very distinct look to it. It has like a circuit board pattern, kind of like something that you see on like a motherboard for a PC, but you know, it's also like shaded red. It looks really cool. It's really clean. I'm trying to stand in the best light possible so you guys can see it, but I absolutely adore the Black Ops 1 Pack-a-Punch camo. I'm gonna go ahead and buy double tap because as much as I love the MP40, yeah, that fire rate definitely needs a boost once you're getting up in the rounds. Oh no. Oh no. I'm not gonna get quartered out here. No. Come on. Push through the zombies. I'm so glad that I bought double tap now. Speaking of double tap, let's go ahead and get a fire rate check. Yeah, that's definitely a lot better than before. Okay, we're kind of in a tight situation here. I'm gonna clutch it up. Come on. Okay. Zombies. I need that max ammo really bad. Can't go outside yet. Okay. Can I go outside now? Get away! Get out of my way! No! Move. Alright, we're safe. We made it. Now, considering that we're on Kino Der Toten, and one of the most iconic parts of this map is its wonder weapon, it would kind of be a sin not to try to get it, so hopefully the box is playing in my favor today. No, it's gonna give me a python. Okay. Mystery box. Oh, mystery box. Could I please have a thunder gun? Oh, and it's also worth mentioning that this game did bring back the ray gun, and that's the same for every game going forward. Literally, every Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies game has the ray gun inside of it. Every single map has it, except for the Chaos maps in Black Ops 4, which again, that's just a fun little quirk of Black Ops 4 that we'll get to once we get to that game. But here we are. We have another dog round. And as I said in one of the previous episodes of this series, you know, the dog round had a lot of potential to be something that actually annoys the player more than anything. But considering the fact that you get a max ammo at the end of every single dog round, that definitely balances it out. And plus, it's a bit of an easier round overall. You know, they don't hit as hard as normal zombies do, and there's less of them, and, you know, the rounds go by a lot faster, especially for people that are going for high rounds. And plus, like I said before, the max ammo that you get at the end makes it all worth it. Black Ops 1 also expanded on like the unique Pack-a-Punch abilities that each weapon can get when you Pack-a-Punch them. So like this crossbow, for example, when you Pack-a-Punch it, it goes from being a normal like explosive tip crossbow to being able to attract the zombies to it in the same way that a monkey bomb will. Oh my gosh, I just realized that I forgot to talk about that in the Duris episode. Yeah, Duris added something very important that I can't believe I forgot to mention, but that is the monkey bomb. Basically, if you don't know what the monkey bomb is, it's like a tactical grenade. So when you click RB or R1 if you're on PlayStation, you throw a grenade. However, if you click LB/L1 normally, it doesn't do anything. But if you manage to get the monkey bomb from the box, look at that, I literally just got it, perfect timing. But if you click LB, you throw the monkey bomb down, all the zombies are attracted to it. Again, this was added in Reese, and I'm ashamed in myself for not mentioning it then, but I'm mentioning it now, and they did bring it back in this game and every zombies game going forward. Granted, not every map had like exactly a monkey bomb. Like some maps kind of did like an iteration of a monkey bomb or a different version of it, but every single game has had at least some sort of iteration of the monkey bomb that serves the exact same purpose. Some of them ended up actually being like arguably better than the monkey bomb, like Little Arnie's and Shadows of Evil and Revelations. All right, I have a few points left. Can I please get the thunder gun? I would like to use it at least once before this video ends. No, it's gonna give me the python again. Please, mystery box, please. I'm trying to make a video. Can I please get... No, I did not say Dragunov. I said Thunder Gun. Okay, it wants to give me the FAMAS again. I only have enough for one more spin. Can I please get the Thunder... I would really appreciate to get the Thunder Gun right now. This game hates me. It's not a big deal. There's another map with a thunder gun in this game, so hopefully we get it once we get to that map. Now, I definitely want to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts and opinions on this map? Have you played it before? Personally, I know for me, this map is very nostalgic, and I'm sure there's many folks out there that can relate to that, so, you know, go ahead and leave, like, your favorite memory from this map down below. But anyway, as always, a shout out to the patrons and channel members, Cormers, Fagram, a little bit of tab, Big Dad, Manny, Chuluba, Sorcerer, X-Ray, Zach, Polar, Radio, Webster, Lamas, Miakas, Picatory, Drippy, Son, Nola, Asking, Pinu, Magic, Interview, True, F15, Flimsy, 1, Aaron Reynolds, and Unknown. Thank you guys for watching. Have an amazing day. Stay beautiful. I love you all. Peace.